Hey there, welcome to That Green Thing. I've decided today that I'd like to trim my Houte Spirea. It's not much to look at in the winter, it's just a big glob of stems. But I've decided to prune it, and it's been here, I don't know, 25 years. I've never pruned it at all. And I was never going to prune it, but on close inspection I've noticed that it does have dead stems. It's got old, tired out stems, and I think if I give it a rejuvenation prune, that I can induce it into putting out some new vigorous growth with some better blooms. It's quite a show. I'm going to try to dig out some old photos of it. Quite a spectacular show in the spring. Big globose white flowering shrub, profusion of flowers. Let me spin this around and I'll show you why I want to prune it today. I'll use my pointer, my handy dandy white birch stick cane that I made. I'll use that as my pointer. So, looking inside, it's going to be hard to point out because there's a myriad of stems. I'm going to look for the big old stems. They're gray. The new vibrant stems are light brown. Sorry about the lighting. There's an old stem. Here's a clump of newer stems. Brighten that up. The newer stems are light brown. The older stems are dark gray. I've got to climb in deep. Some stems I may cut back to a vertical stem, which is younger. It's hard to put into words. If you follow some of the stems way out to the very end, you can see that they're 100% dead. And others, like that one, you can see the little buds on it. That's good. That's alive. Others, like this, completely dead. So I want to follow that all the way in deep. Deep inside. I think a before and after shot will give you the story. So there's the big shrub before. I'll walk around it. I didn't think this through, but work with me here. Here's the before shot. I think it's going to take, I don't know, 45 minutes, half an hour if I'm lucky. Okay, so I'm going to climb in there with my snips, my 2-foot loppers, and probably remove about 40% of growth and stems. All right, that's the before. Wait for the after. Okay, I am done. It took about 45 minutes, I'd say. I'm going to have to flip around. There's a debris pile. I think I removed 75%. But look what's left. A nicely random set of juvenile stems, evenly spaced somewhat. It's a little bare in the middle. That's because it was so dense. All of these will bloom. There's still some minute amounts of dead on the tips, but I'm not going to drive myself crazy trying to get it all. I'm going to clean this up. Not much raking. All these outer leaves show you how far it was spread out because the stems were holding that down. So look at the new diameter. It's about half of what it was. And it's going to be exciting to see this bloom in May and then push out new growth from the base. So that was a classic rejuvenation prune. A regeneration prune would be cutting every stem to the ground, completely leveling it off and having a whole new plant come up. But there's no need for that. There's plenty of vigor in the stems that are left. So thanks for watching. That was my project for today. See you later. I forgot to mention, I found a 7-foot long Rosa multiflora growing in there, as well as a Norway maple. Somewhere I threw that. I yanked that out, and look, I pulled the multiflora rose out, but part of the root is left in the ground. I'll have to keep my eye on that, and I'll hit it up with some herbicide later in the summer if I find that coming up again. I can hit the foliage or the stem, scratch the stem, I can hit that. There's various ways to get rid of undesirables with herbicides safely. Oh yeah, and yesterday I was crawling under a big rhododendron and I found an Asian bittersweet vine. I was able to pull that out, root and vine, and put that in check. Boy, you got to get these things young, because if you wait, I've spent entire days in pine trees and others removing bittersweet vines with snips hanging from a rope. Like I said, you want to nip them in the bud. Talk to you later.